Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently apparently looking at the ocean. Sure, this is just something that kind of happened. Okay, we're over here. We are not in the ocean. We have expanded our construction up to producing 48 right now. I don't think that's quite maxed out, but it's getting pretty close. We've got 99 weeks left in this construction queue, and that's good. We want to get this construction queue finished up. For the time being, we're not going to queue up anything else, and we're just going to finish up that queue and hope that we turn positive here again pretty soon. It should be Oh, we're now up to 50, 51? That's pretty good, actually. Especially when we get steel frame buildings, although that's going to put a big strain on our steel mill. We do have space there. So that's noted. Okay, looks good. Looks very good, in fact. Now we can attack Chile, basically anytime. I think we do. We go for Los Rios here. There we go. Great Britain may join either side or remain neutral. Are we still making friends with Great Britain? We can't improve relations with them further. So this is as good as it gets. In theory, that shouldn't be a problem. We are reputable. Our infamy has declined dramatically, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and take a war on these guys. This will be conquering Los Rios, correct? I want to double check that this is the one that we want. We can get both, can't we? I'm pretty sure we can. There was a message on Discord about that, so we'll look into that. 141k, yeah. If we can only get one, Los Rios is the one that we want. Noted. So we'll confirm that as our diplomatic play. And then, we can add more war goals here. Wonderful. So we conquer Chile. Looks good. Their war goal is to return Santiago. And we are, of course, going to raise up our military, which is not showing up here. Whatever. We're just going to... Oh, because we don't have a general. Our general died. That would do it. We're just going to get this guy here, I think. We don't really need anybody in... Well, we should actually promote this fine gentleman here. Let's go here, promote this guy. That brings him up to 31. I don't think we need that additional 1 unit. I don't think we need a general for that. We'll go ahead and mobilize this guy, and he will advance the front right now in the Los Rios front. Perfect. So he'll arrive there in a few days, and now we are hoping that Great Britain doesn't... That's the hope. We'll see what ends up happening. For now, I'm not too concerned about any of that. Market access in Patagonia is only... Oh, okay. We don't have a railway in Patagonia. It is barely down below the threshold. So I think that we should certainly be able to get a road maintenance in there and call that good. That should get Patagonia back up, at least somewhat. 8 of 7. Okay, we should queue up a railway here eventually. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the construction tier for the time being. Okay. Great Britain has not decided to join yet. Chile has been conscripting. Great Britain is embargoing Johor, so they're not really doing too much at this moment. Actually, they stopped embargoing. Photographs of Argentina. It has been suggested that we take and distribute some pictures of our country's most famous landmarks. So many wonderful places all across our country. It just seems right that the world gets to see them too. Plus prestige or plus legitimacy? We gotta take that legitimacy. So that brings us up to a legitimate government. In theory, we could increase taxes. I would prefer not to at this time. Let's just chill here and start bringing up our number of loyalists. That should be good. Also going to be good for our loyalists, public health insurance, I believe. That will certainly be good for our population growth. That's for sure. So we're constructing a bunch of sugar plantations right now. I'm not expecting sugar to be too big of a commodity for a bit anyway. Modern nursing has been done. Netherlands is improving relations with us. Fascinating. And it sure looks like these guys are not interested in doing anything. Okay, more oil has been discovered in our territory. That's good. That's really, really good. But for the time being, this seems fine. So, we're now in the countdown to war. Great Britain did not join, so that looks excellent. We're going to fight these guys. We don't expect them to be difficult, even with our troops on the bare minimum, which they absolutely are. Checking in on our politics here. Yep, we're chilling at 81 legitimacy. I like it. That looks really, really good. War with Chile has broken out to arms. We'll have no problem with this. We'll just get this annexed. No big issues there. I'm surprised they didn't back down, to be honest. So we now have public health insurance. That's huge. Right there, we're immediately above 1% pop growth. That's really, really big. And we want to come in here and immediately start working up our health system. Now, that will cost bureaucracy. But if we can drop this mortality, that'll be huge. Absolutely huge. So there's this battle ongoing. This is not going to go well for Chile. They have already lost it, I'm pretty sure. They don't even have a commander, it looks like. Yeah, this is just a complete lack of commander. Cool. Oil has been discovered in Bajo Paraguay. That's additional oil for us. That will be good later. It's not the biggest of deals right now. But as we get a little bit more out of the mid-game and into the late game, that'll be really good. We're also seeing our income come up. That's great. I'm not going to try to increase our construction at this point because I would much prefer to get that interest gone for the moment. So that'll be fine. Ooh, more oil being discovered. That's huge. Absolutely great. So we're going to finish off Chile here quite soon. We're absolutely winning this war. Beautiful. They don't even have anybody. Like, this is just free at this point. Well, they do have one unit here. But I don't think it's relevant. Cool. So there's a 1-to-1 battle ongoing? Okay, whatever. We win that pretty easily, even with that. So that looks good to me. Oil! We definitely go for the migration attraction. Beautiful. Okay, so they're up over here. I don't think that is relevant, though. Electrical generation has now been unlocked, and that is actually a pretty big deal. So we're fighting up over here, and this war is almost over. Fantastic. So with that electrical generation, we should be able, in theory... we could bump up to electric street lights. We would need electricity generation for that. But I wouldn't hate getting at least a level of electricity generation. So we can go into our industry, build a power plant in, say, Santiago. There we go. And we'll have that be the top priority for the moment. Once that's done, then we can put that on auto expand. In fact, I believe we can do that right now. That's subsidized. Buildings. There we go. Power plants. Auto expand. And do we publicly trade it? I don't know. We'll see what that ends up looking like later on. So these are going to be hydroelectric for right now, right? And that's fine. Have we fully occupied Chile? We have. So we're just waiting at this point for this peace deal, which they would not accept. They have 195 reasons not to do this. Now, we did lose 8,000 population from this, but we're going to gain so much more. Like, we're gaining 50k annually, 1.1% projected pop growth now. That's really good. We want to target around 1.5. And we are finishing up these dye plantations. That's looking great. 91 weeks currently in our construction queue, even with that power plant being added in. I love it. So that's very, very good. We're making a decent chunk of money at this point, even while at war here. So I'm happy about that. And we're just waiting at this point for these guys to be willing to accept this peace deal. They're at 120 reasons not to accept it. Most of that due to short duration of war and size of Chilean gold reserves. Interesting. Okay, 94 reasons not to accept it. But they're at minus 97 war score, or war enthusiasm here. Okay, there, they just capitulated. Fantastic. So that's looking good. We now have all of Chile under our control. So, we need to go through again and look at all of this, right? So anywhere where there's 0, we need to queue 1 up. There may or may not be any of these. Okay, because we just want to use auto expansion, right? So 1 coal mine in Los Rios. No gold mines available. 1 lead mine in Los Rios. Oil rigs in Bajo Paraguay and Corrientes. A sulfur mine in Los Rios. What else do we have here? A whaling station in Los Rios. Okay. And that's all we've got. So that's all we needed to queue up. I do want to move this power plant on up, as well as these dye plantations that we were already working on. That'll be fine. No problem there. So 121 weeks is what we're looking at. That'll be fine. We also need to go through our buildings here. So, we know that we've got furniture manufactories that we need to bring on down. For the time being, that'll all be fine. Shipyards need to remain separate. Urban centers can go to public trams, as well as most likely state-run churches here. Eventually, we're going to want to head down to electric streetlights. For now, gas streetlights might do the trick. But I think we'll go for unlit streets for the moment, until we have some changes there. So we don't know about power plants yet, we'll get there, and standardized filing systems for our government administration, just to make sure we've got the bureaucracy for all of this. Looks good. As far as rural areas go, harvesting tools, fertilizers. We can't go to electric fences just yet due to electricity costs, but we can definitely do slaughterhouses and intensive grazing ranches. Automatic irrigation and... Irritation, apparently. Okay. Automatic irrigation and rail transportation all sounds very good. And privately owned is okay. Steam trawlers? Sure. Okay, and otherwise, that looks reasonably good. Railways should be on, I think, cargo prioritization. Realistically. We don't need more transportation. So there we go. That'll do. Okay, and let's tick. So there's all of that taken care of. We're now up to 4.85 million population. We're going to hit 5 million population pretty soon here. So that is amazing. We are almost up to 1 million gainfully employed. Taking a look at our GDP here. 18 worldwide, 16 worldwide per capita. Looks good. Looks very good. As far as what else we have here, we can actually go up to level 4 health system now, and we will do so. Now, this is going to cost us a good amount of bureaucracy. We should be fine on that front, though. I'm not too concerned about that. As far as our laws go, we could go to religious schools here. Education access would be nice. And just getting up our literacy in general would be nice. We could enact religious schools. We can't go any further than that right now. Let's see how that ends up going. Plus 10% workforce ratio from our trade unions. I like that. That's very good indeed. So we do have some unincorporated population. I'm not too concerned about that. Did we need to incorporate any of these states? Actually, yes, Los Rios. So we'll get that underway. And this construction is ongoing nicely. We are a little bit negative in our income at this moment. That is primarily due to government wages and goods for government buildings. That's to be expected. Los Rios and Patagonia have low market access. Now, we knew Patagonia would be the case. Los Rios, 25 of 39. with 100% access. Oh, this is Arcania. I'm dumb. Okay, 16 of 5. Yeah, that makes sense. So we're going to queue up a railway here as well. I'm putting that again at the bottom of the priority list for now. We may move that up later. This is 112 weeks right now. So that is, you know, a little over 2 years before we'll get those railways done. That will be before 1900. So I think that's semi-quasi. Oil has been discovered in Para. Okay, that's not that relevant to us. So for now, that's reasonably fine. And we're going to get all of this raw resource production done. 110 weeks on that railway. I think the Los Rios Railway is actually more important than the Patagonian Railway. Actually, Los Rios is at 36%. We should probably move that one to the top and get that done first and delay the Patagonia Railway. That should be fine. Germany started damaging relations with us, and their attitude is domineering. We're going to improve relations with them so that they can't bring that down any further. We definitely don't want Germany to attack us, but we're a very long ways away from their interests. What interests do they even have in this region? What are their interests? They don't... Oh, they have an interest in Gran Colombia. Okay. Whatever. Sure. I guess that's fine. So we're going to be finishing up our power plant here in about a week. That will be excellent. That will allow us to shift over to some amount of power usage, right? So as soon as that finishes up, we're going to create a demand for power. We're going to hop into our buildings here, going into our rural, over to livestock ranches, and jumping down to electric fences. Automatically expand, all of you. Okay. There we go. Not all of these are set to automatically expand. We'll just get that updated here. Okay. Not all of these will be set to either. We definitely want to get electric streetlights here, if we can afford it. Fingers crossed on that one. Okay, just checking through this. Auto expand the furniture manufactories. That looks good. Okay. We're very, very positive at this moment if we don't construct. So I'm reasonably comfortable with our economy. I would like to be paying it down a bit, but for the moment, it seems to be okay. 110 weeks here. When are we going to hit our credit cap? It's going to be a while. Not 110 weeks, but it's going to be a while. Okay, the railway in Los Rios will help. No doubt about that. We're running an input goods shortage of electricity and engines. Neither of those are super shocking. We could potentially do an import route of engines here from the Sicilian, British, and Dutch markets. That will likely help alleviate that. There we go. Cool. So there's a movement to enact wealth voting. Would that be probably not great for us at this point? Okay, we are now positive in our income. That's a wild swing. Not sure exactly what happened there, but sure. That seems fine. So we're probably not going to enact religious schools on this go, although it would sure be nice to start bringing up our literacy. Our GDP is chillin'. And apparently my phone is ringing. Get out of here, phone. Okay, our health system investment has increased. Fantastic. So, religious schools. I don't expect that to go. Discord within the landowners, huh? Plus 10% enactment chance. The Catholic Church would get an influx and the landowners would get an exodus. Let's just go with enactment success chance. Cool. So there we go. That's all well and good. We're up to 4.88 million now for our population. That's looking really, really good. By no means are we going to be top, but that's fine. And our economy is starting to look very strong. As we pay down this interest, we're going to be able to build faster and faster. That's great. And this railway is going to be done in 5 weeks. So Los Rios is going to have a pretty major... Oh, this is inactive. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Los Rios is going to have a pretty major increase in its market access, right? So that's going to be huge. There's a lot of turmoil there right now, but that's fine. So this railway is going to finish. That's incredibly good. 96 weeks left in our construction queue right now. The Free Trade Party and the Radical Civic Union now exist. What does that do to our legitimacy? We're still chilling at 81. Okay. Sounds good. So our number of radicals is dropping down from our legitimacy, although it seems to be going up, perhaps due to standard of living changes. Bajo Paraguay can now support additional oil rigs. That's good. We're quite oil rich, so that's going to be very beneficial to us later on. We have an election in 150 days, and this is pretty split, actually. Looks like the National Autonomist Party is going to be winning here, which is who we currently are. So that's kind of perfect. That maintains our status quo. I like it. Steel frame buildings has been unlocked. Now, this is absolutely going to destroy our steel market. But we're doing it. Less iron, less wood, less fabric. More glass, more explosives, more tools, and a lot more steel. So, do we do it now? It would be a lot more construction. Roughly double our construction speed. We're going to have shortages of a lot of things. Okay, first thing I would like to do is look for additional construction speed. So like pneumatic tools. We'll go for that. Cool. And beyond that, currently we're at 19.1k. This will not stand. We're going to go negative very quickly here. We're going to see input goods shortages of glass. Definitely. We'll try to import some glass. We'll need a lot of it. We're not a significant producer of glass, and I would like to change that. We'll need a glassworks somewhere, and I'm thinking Buenos Aires is probably not where I want to put it. Santiago would kind of be ideal, but I'm actually going to put it in Araucania. Okay, and we'll queue that up as a top priority here. Now, you can see here, we're very negative in our income right now. That is very expected. Steel is expensive. We'll try to import some of this as well. We can only get a little bit from the French market right now. But look at this construction speed. So this glassworks is going to be done in 22 weeks. We're going to hit our credit cap quite quickly. Oil discovered in Amazonas, sure. And these input goods shortages are really hurting us right now. We're importing as much glass as we possibly can. We do need to go into our glassworks here and bump this down to crystal glass, bone china, and probably publicly traded. We'll see. We'll see if that's correct. Okay. Hello, pause menu. Looks good for now. We're going to tick on forward, but we have a lot of work to do. We need to get these glassworks online. That is the top priority at this moment. Oil rigs, lead mines, coal mines, those are all fine, right? They're not going to hurt us exactly getting those online. But we definitely need to get that glassworks online as soon as we can and just tear through this construction queue as fast as possible. We don't have any input goods shortages right now, although this trade route is currently unproductive. And glass and steel are both expensive. For the moment, that's acceptable. Kindly burn this letter, huh? The Free Trade Party has been accused of gross corruption. Cool. Minus 20 momentum. So the Autonomous Party is definitely winning. And we are improving our financial situation. We're not quite to where we want to be yet, but we're getting very... However, it is time now to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see about balancing our economy on this new construction paradigm. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, MLoHun80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Kadra, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.